Alright, I don't have anything to say, so we'll just play right now. Hope you were ready for that, now. Okay, so we have a match here versus, I believe his name was LyrixHD. The name sounds familiar because I think he played Hayden pretty recently. Anyways, he was on my stream and he asked for an NU match, and I said, yeah, sure, why not? You know, the usual. So we got a lead Zangoose versus lead Ninetales. For some reason I expected Lumberry because that's what mine runs, but his actually has Protect, so the Hypnosis, you know, kind of hit the Protect, but it's whatever. And then he goes for the, well, I don't know what he went for, but I end up being faster, so I go for the Hypnosis, put it to sleep. No big deal. His lead's asleep. I don't know what item it's holding right now. I don't really care, to be honest, because that thing's asleep and it's a sitting duck now. And I go for the Nasty Plot, and he makes a really good switch to Flareon, predicting my fire move, but I didn't actually go for that. Unfortunately, I do pack Energy Ball over Dark Pulse, so I'm kind of forced to, I'm kind of forced to go for a +4 Energy Ball, which really isn't going to do much. I'm like, oh, what's Flareon going to do to me? And it has Return. And then I forgot they got Superpower too, and I was like, this is just a really bad matchup. So he predicts me to switch out, and I actually just go for the Energy Ball on this turn, because, I don't know, there was this little feeling that thought, hey, you know, he's probably thinking that he's got me on the ropes, and he's going to try to switch into something else to burn some rest turns or something of the sort. So I went on that impulse, thinking that, or maybe I could fodder out, you know, and it worked out pretty good. So I'm kind of proud of myself for that, at least. Then he goes to his Medicham, and I decide to stay in his fodder to see what kind of item it has. I mean, I know they're usually Scarf, but every now and then I'll see Bandit, and I've even seen some weird shit like Expert Belt. Like they're primarily known as Scarfed, so we'll just go with that. Anyway, it does turn out to be Scarfed. I go to Gardevoir to take the Zen Headbutt. I know it's not going to want to stay in, so I go for a T-Bolt on the switch. I don't want to go for a Will-O-Wisp, predicting that he would go to, a special attack, and then that turn would have been wasted. I just wanted to get damage right off the bat. And right here he misses a Sleep Powder, which is really cool. But, you know, kind of crucial, but then again it does have 75 accuracy, so, either way. I mean, my Hypnosis could have missed. I had lower accuracy. Whatever, that's the game. I shouldn't really have to justify the Sleep Powder missing. Especially because he got it off here on this turn anyway. And I think later I do an attack on it that doesn't really matter how much damage it has on it anyway. So, whatever. Anyways, I don't want to stay in because I'm asleep and he'll probably start setting up seeds and stuff. But he actually goes for the U-turn right now. I was expecting him to set up Leech Seed, and then I could Agility up on his U-turn or a switch out, because I know Jump Puff can't really touch me now that something else is asleep. But he goes for the U-turn right into the Medicham. Kind of expected him to overpredict, but he doesn't, and now I'm down a perfectly good Medicham. In case you're wondering, this is the Agility set. It used to have a Sash for mid-game in case people didn't like setting up rocks, but now it has a Life Orb, and now it just plain sucks. And he got, I think he got Rocks Up anyway. No, he didn't get Rocks Up. I just ate shit on the U-turn. Anyways, I know Lapras is probably the next best thing that I have to take a Zen Headbutt, so I go to that, and he knows he can probably take it pretty well, so I just go for the Ice Beam, I guess expecting a switch to Jump Bluff, but he actually goes to Corsola, which will take both of those moves really well. Now, right here, he's actually playing really well, and he's trying to scat out my set, and he was expecting I don't know what he was expecting. I guess the Surf for neutral damage, but I guess he forgot I have T-Bolt. And I do get the Parahacks, but he can't really do much because my Gardevoir is already asleep anyway, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. And now that that's down, he goes to his Medicham again. I don't know what it wants to do. I don't really expect him to overpredict, but I'm gonna go into Gardevoir expecting Zen Headbutt or High Jump Kick. But instead I get the Trick, and I get the Choice Scarf, which actually turns out to be really fucking useful later, as you'll be able to see, because now I turn into a somewhat semi-potent Revenge Killer. Anyways, I go for the Will-O-Wisp, expecting to take a hit, waking up, and then burning the Medicham, because that would have been great. But I missed my Will-O-Wisp, and that sucks, but it's okay. And I don't know what the Corsola wants to do, but I do know that Lapras has good Spec D, so whatever he wants to do, I can take it. Instead, it's like in before rocks. I'm like, yes! But it's whatever either way. I go for the T-Bolt, just expecting him to switch, knowing that if he switches into something... I haven't seen a ground type, but whatever. And he does get the pair hacks with the T-Bolt, but Corsola, I think, has natural cure, if I'm not mistaken. So, doesn't really matter too much anyway, because he'll just get rid of it on the switch out. And he gets a crit with the Ice Beam, which only does like what, 31 damage for a crit. So that's pretty made us suck. Now I was gonna go for Surf anyway, just to switch up moves and, you know, try not to overpredict. And he goes into his Flareon, which is amazing. I did not expect him to do that at all. But unfortunately, despite my somewhat of a fluke, somewhat of a decent prediction, I'm sure you've had a couple of those, so you can't really call them either way. Unfortunately, because of that, or not because of that, unfortunately, although I do get that, he lives with a semi-decent chunk of red, and I surprisingly lived the superpower, so not bad. Way to go, full HP Lapras. And that was Life Orbed, so he's gone, and that's cool. That is cool. What does he go into next? He goes into his Medicham, which now has, I believe, lefties instead. I figure I'm just going to fodder out, because I don't want anything to take whatever move he decides to go with. He has Zen Headbutt, he has Trick, he has Thunder Punch. I know I'm faster, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for the return and see how much damage it does. I'm hoping Unboosted will take it out. I honestly haven't seen this match, nor do I remember it, but by the looks of it, it doesn't, despite the fact I do have Life Orb, and then he just kills me with the Brick Break, which really sucks, because that's the second time I've been gypped by minimum damage hacks, or not hacks, but I guess damage variations. Fuck, you guys know what I'm talking about. Where they live with a little sliver of red, and you're just stuck, like, looking at your screen, you're like, oh, come on, you know. But, I send in this, Gardevoir, and now that it's Scarfed, it's actually going to be really sweet. So, I go for the T-Bolt, knowing that Psychic is, you know, going to be neutral, T-Bolt's going to be neutral, I should be able to pick off anything. And he goes into his Corsola. So, sweet deal, I'm actually able to take it out in one shot, and not have it live with a sliver of health. But, I was worried about what his last one was, because my last one I think is a Dragonair at this point. So, I go for T-Bolt, it's not going to be enough to take it out. And for the longest time, I was fearing like the Lovely Kiss, or I think Jinx has that move that puts you to sleep. I think that's Lovely Kiss. Anyways, I was fearing that, but I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and T-Bolt, see how much damage I can get off, and then with Extreme Speed, I should be able to finish it off. And T-Bolt doesn't take it down enough, which sucks once again. But I wasn't really expecting a 2-hit KO in the first place. And then I was talking to some people out here, and I was like, wait, Jinx is NU because of its really shitty defense, right? And they're like, yeah, it's like base 35, and I was like, yes, I can exploit this. Extreme Speed, with no Life Orb, should be able to take it out. And we just go for that, and it takes it out with ease, surprisingly, because Jinx is, I guess, paper thin, despite having, you know, like the biggest rack in Pokemon. Go figure. Anyways, the last one does happen to be Medicham, and since I do have Extreme Speed, it's at minimum health, I just go ahead and Extreme Speed for the win, leaving me with a 1-0. Which was a, you know, that was a really solid match. I actually had a lot of fun doing it. And that's the game. I got a couple more uploads coming up this week. I'm hopefully not gonna be as intense with the uploads as I was. I do apologize for flooding your sub boxes this weekend. Let's Play is gonna keep going. In case you haven't seen it, I strongly encourage you to go check it out. And that's it for now. I got the no, that's not it for now. I got the email saying that my Ace card was shipped, and I just ordered my SD card yesterday. So I'm gonna put because right now I have two of these fuckers, and one has black and white, the other one has heart gold and soul silver. But I got a bigger one. I got an 8 gig, and we're just gonna put everything on that. And the Ace card is actually due to come in at around the same time that the SD card is. So expect some new shit. next week. Till then.